Dunkirk, where he says nothing. Yeah.
Where he's basically Bane.
He's basically Bane. He's like, so I got them. So yeah, so that's good. All right, last story out for more of a football game. What's up, folks, and welcome to episode 12 of Real Amigos. I am one of your hosts, Chris, joined as always by my two co-hosts, Phil and the other guy. Phil, what's up, man? How are you today?
Good, man. Good. You'll notice sporting some Seahawks
some
here.
Seahawks. That's right.
Preseason football has started. I know that's not your thing.
Season. I'm excited for that. I'm
sure you are.
Sorry they lost last night.
Hey, no. I purposely didn't say your name so that you would. It's like right, if you don't speak the name, it can't, like the name that can't be uttered. But
I'm
you
not
still
Beetlejuice, man. Give me a break.
Everything, Donnie. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank
How are
you.
you?
I'm great.
How about those Jaguars this year, right? They're going to throw some footballs.
Those Jaguars are going to the Super Bowl.
They're going to throw some footballs. They're going to run some footballs. They're going to slap some butts.
They are going to slap.
This is not a sports podcast, but it is the beginning of one of America's favorite games, so figure we mention it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well.
Sure.
I only get excited because that means that a new Madden game is coming out, and I will actually play that. So...
Very athletic you are.
I am very athletic. So if you don't know where you are, Real Amigos is a movies podcast. We are not a sports ball podcast, and we're glad that you're here. You are listening to episode number 12. This is going to be completely different than what you've listened to up until now. We started the podcast around February of this year. So we actually just hit episode 11, which was the episode that we did about Jaws last week. And what we would have traditionally done is we did every other week with a proper episode number, and we would come at you with just some general, fun stuff that we would do on what we would call shorts, and then every other week we would do a proper episode about a movie. Now we're going to kind of continue that trend, but in order to just kind of help keep up with where the show's going, we're going to just regulate the episodes down to every week is a new show. So you are listening to episode 12, but we are not talking about a movie tonight. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to have some fun. We have a couple different segments that we're kicking off, and some of them are going to be old ones. We have a few new ones as well. So we hope that you enjoy that. If you do like the show, yeah, you better. Or you could just turn us off, and that'd be fine too.
I will find you.
If you like the show, you can actually we drop our show every Friday morning, both audio and video. You can take the video out at YouTube, youtube.com. Just search for Real Amigos. If you prefer just listening in your ear holes, you can do that at your podcast service of choice. You can subscribe to Real Amigos podcast and get us every Friday morning right to your mobile device or computer preference. We also would invite you to like our Facebook page. Any kind of communication that we do is going to come through the Facebook page. And then finally, we have a Facebook group, which you're going to hear more about in a little while, but we really enjoy interacting with the people in the Facebook group, and you can be part of that group. Just simply ask, and we would love to have you as part of that. All right, that brings us to the next segment of our show, a little segment that we like to call Donnie's Top 5!
Okay, here we go. Donnie's Top 5. I went and saw Mission Impossible Fallout, as I shared last week.
Okay.
And it has some pretty good action beats to it. I enjoyed it a lot. And as everyone knows by now, Tom Cruise performs his own insane stunts. The guy has some screws loose, but it definitely makes for some pretty great moments on the big screen. So I saw the movie, and I thought I'd build my top 5 around that. I thought about the intense motorcycle car chase scenes that are in the movie. The Tom Cruise learned how to fly a helicopter so he could do insane tricks scene, which is true. He learned how to do that just for the movie.
That's crazy.
And I thought about a cliff scaling scene. And so I decided to do my list this week on the top 5 or so toilet busting fight scenes. Toilet busting fight scenes. That is the best scene in the movie, by far, in my opinion. It is amazing. Their fight scene in this movie, I don't know who the guy is that they bring in that plays the part, But that Joker is like somebody from, the Raid. He is incredible. But anyway.
Is it not Henry Cavill? Is that not his role?
He's also in it.
Okay.
But it's not what you think.
Okay.
They're both there, but there's someone else there.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, so it's a little trickery in the trailer.
Okay,
But anyway.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Toilet busting fight scenes. We'll start with number one, a movie we've already covered, The Matrix. Morpheus versus Agent Smith. Morpheus busting toilets and sinks with his body. I will call this his special poo-dough fighting technique. See what I did there?
Yeah, well done.
Poo-dough. Okay, all right, nobody? All right, okay.
We're laughing.
Go with my second choice is True Lies from 1994. Harry Tasker versus terrorists. Lots of urinal bashing in this scene, Chris. Nobody, however, spits in one.
Oh man,
it's very disappointing.
I'm surprised.
A guy's head ends up in one, but nobody spits. Maybe he drooled in it. He probably drooled in it. But another great toilet busting fight scene is The Raid 2 from 2014. The character's name is Rama versus a prison mob. He is in a stall by himself, and they're all outside trying to get in at him. So I would call this an epic stall brawl in Pent Jack Salat style fighting, which is really cool. But there is some definite toilet busting going on in that scene. Let's go with another Arnold, Terminator 3 from 2003. The T-800 versus the TX. Arnold and Kristana exchanging some toilet busting blows over and over. Lots of toilets busted in that scene. Let me give you another one, and this one comes with I almost hesitate to put it on here. Very, very strong warning. Okay.
Okay.
An incredible scene, but it is full male nakedness.
Oh wow. Okay.
The movie is called Eastern Promises. With
Aragorn.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen. He plays a guy named Nikolai. He's a Russian mobster, and he's in a bathhouse, and two thugs come in, and he fights them brutally. The scene is brutal. It's brutal. And he is fully naked. He is. They're not, but he is. So I didn't know that when I saw the movie, but I only mention it because it's a pretty wild and super brutal scene. But anyway, so Eastern Promises. Another one here is The World's End, which is one of the Cornetto trilogy with Simon Pegg and the other guy.
Yeah.
It's 5 old guys in the bathroom versus 5 young, we'll call them guys. They're not really. But that's a super fun movie if you haven't seen it. I'd check it out. It's called The World's End.
Yep.
Not to be confused with This Is the End, which was a bunch of...
that's a horror movie.
Yeah, don't not recommend it.
Don't ever watch that.
I think let me give one honorable mention.
Always.
Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. Frank Drebin versus a hitman in the bathroom, where they utilize all these a electric toothbrush is a part of the battle, and a hairdryer is also a part of that battle. In all fairness, a hairdryer blowing in your eyeball would be pretty brutal, so I will give credit for that.
Yes, yeah, that would not be
good. But, so that brings me to my number one. This is my number one toilet busting fight scene. Toilet busting fight scene. Number one is Dumb and Dumber. Harry Dunn versus a toilet. And he busts it.
Did he break it?
So bad.
He does, yeah.
That's the whole premise. He's trying to flush it, and that thing ain't working, and he is so mad. He's just like, come on! He's like yelling at it and cussing it and everything else. Dumb and Dumber. Harry Dunn versus a toilet. Harry loses, by the way.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
It's just the best.
Toilet, it is. It's so highbrow. That's what I love about it. You get to see him on the toilet going, ha, ha, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Another slow-mo from Phil. So anyway,
there we go. Very nice.
that is Donnie's top 5 toilet busting fight scenes.
Nice.
Well done.
All right, folks, that brings us to what we like to call topic of the week or question of the week or topic of the week. I don't know. We don't really have a clever name for it. If you have an idea for a name, let us know in the comments below. But this is where one of the hosts bring up a more insightful question that they want to share with the panel, and we talk about it for a few minutes. So tonight is Phil's turn. So Phil, take it away, man. What you got?
All right, so we're going to talk about movies again here. We're going to personal experiences with movies. I want to know, what's a movie you built up in your mind, were really excited about, you thought this is going to be like, yeah, finally I've been waiting for this, whether you read the book, you saw the trailer, I don't know, maybe it's a sequel, and turns out you were utterly just disappointed. So we'll start with Chris.
Yeah, I mean, this is man, I got a long list for these.
Are you going to say every DC movie ever made? Is that going to be your whole
I'm
list?
not going to say that.
Okay.
But if you don't think the first one that I'm going to mention isn't a DC movie, then you definitely don't know me at all.
No, I do.
I would say Man of Steel would start. I am Superman. I go back and forth. I love Spider-Man. And he gun to my head, probably my favorite superhero. But Superman's very, very close. And although I love the Christopher Reeve Superman, I still think it holds up. I think it's a great movie. But with the special effects and things that they could do today, I was really looking forward to somebody actually giving me a Superman story worth watching. And that did not happen. It was way more flash over substance. The character was all wrong. It was melodramatic. It was just a garbage pile of dirt.
Garbage
crap.
pile.
It was
Cow.
it was so.
Now I know what to get you for Christmas.
It was so disappointing. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. So yeah. That's mine. It's kind of like it makes me think of was it Jacob in the Bible who wanted to marry Rachel? He worked for 7 years, and then he ended up having to marry the ugly one.
Yes,
Leia.
well done.
Leia.
Bible.
So there you go. So that's how I felt. Like for 7 years, I was waiting for they're finally gonna make a Superman movie. And they're like, oh, if you want a good Superman movie, you're gonna have to wait another 7 years because this is the crap we're giving you tonight. And so yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I felt about Man of Steel.
I actually enjoyed Man of Steel.
I liked Man of Steel, but I can see where you think it's out of character. It definitely was somber and all that. Are we only doing one a piece, or are we doing more than one?
Because
I want to make sure I hit the ones I want.
So go.
Well, no, I got a long list, but I'll try to hit the highlights.
All right, go.
My turn? Am I up?
Yeah, you're
okay.
up.
All right, I will say one that I was let down by based on my own expectation, personal experience with the director, is The Abyss from James Cameron in 1989.
Dude, I like The Abyss.
Now hear me out. I love Terminator. I love Aliens, and I was super pumped to see The Abyss. And the movie, it was okay. But I walked out of that movie with that ending, and I was just like, man, it just totally let me down. Like, now the effects are amazing, and what you expect from Cameron. But like the movie itself, like I don't even know if I've ever watched it again.
Wow.
Because I was just like bummed. I was like, man, it was just.
I'm gonna add that to the list of the show.
Okay.
I love The Abyss.
It let me down. It was disappointing for my own expectations. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, he redeemed himself with Terminator 2 a couple years later, but
and then of course with Avatar.
I liked Avatar.
I'm guessing Avatar is on Chris's list.
You hate everything.
I would say coming off the bar of Terminator and Aliens, that Abyss definitely is a misfire to that standard, but I still liked it. But that's good. I hear you.
All right,
Billy.
I'm gonna go similar thing. Thought the director was on an upward trajectory toward like creating really good movies, and we're gonna get great twists and.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong
would have been M. Night Shyamalan.
It is, isn't it?
The Village.
The Village?
Oh,
Really?
I liked The Village.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I just,
But yeah,
I was like,
expecting more.
I thought it would be more horror.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go, I put Lady in the Water on my list.
Never saw it.
Oh, see, I like Lady in the
don't
Water.
bother. Are
So-
you joking?
No, I like Lady in the Water. Let me
movie
ask
is
you.
terrible.
So let me ask you this, because I had a problem with The Village too, but
I liked The Village.
I liked it
We
too.
saw,
But
Phil and I, we saw
I-
The Village together, Phil.
I
I
remember
figured it
that.
out. Did you figure it out?
I didn't because I'm a dumb movie watcher. I've told you that before.
I can't remember.
See, I
if
figured it out like in the first.
I don't think
30
we figured it
minutes.
out.
Like,
When we came
in the
back
fir-
home, that was when
I don't think we got it. I think I'd get it today. I
in
think
the
if the
first
same movie
30
was
minutes-
released today, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got this.
I can remember. Christy will never be able to attest to this because anytime we watch a movie that I like, she just zones out the entire time. But I remember sitting in the theater with her and saying they're in current time. Like that's all
Wait,
I
wait.
said. Like 30 minutes.
So you, pet peeve movie guy,
Mhm.
don't ask me questions. Don't interrupt my movie viewing experience.
Yeah,
You, 30 minutes
Okay.
into a movie,
yeah,
told your
of
wife
course.
The end.
you ruined the movie.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
do,
joking?
I do-
You are a hypocrite.
I do. Okay, so real quick, I do have a bad habit of doing that. But
Oh my
here's
goodness.
the thing. Here's the
That
thing.
should have been on my list of pet peeves.
Here's the thing. I don't know. I'm just guessing out loud, and she hates it. Like when,
Then why?
like when somebody walks on screen, I'm like, oh, they're gonna die. And she's like, don't say that. And I'm like, I don't know. And of course, then they do die, and she's like, you ruined it. And I'm like, I didn't
You,
actually know.
You're the worst.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. Yes.
Yeah. You're back.
So I will say Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah. Either sequel.
I mean, coming off of 1999, Matrix is, we already done the show, we done on the show because I love it so much. I love the Matrix, and I went in expecting for it to be ramped up a complete other level with Reloaded, and it let me down in every feasible way. It was just...
Now, some scenes were pretty amazing in that
Sure,
movie.
I mean, the special effects and the fight choreography, I mean, all
Yeah.
that stuff's great, but like the plot just
There was no story that made
unraveled.
sense.
It's
in the
it's
second-
crazy.
in
We
the
saw
second
that
movie.
together too, Phil, didn't we? We
I
saw
think
the
so.
Matrix movies, yeah.
So there you go. So Matrix 2. Donnie, back to
Yeah, I
you.
can understand that. Okay. Let me throw out this one was based on critical acclaim and also testimonies of other people that had seen it. The Blair Witch Project was
that was next on my list.
a total letdown for me. I went into that movie thinking this is going to be terrifying. Like, I'm going to be really scared because everybody's scared of this movie. And I was bored. I was bored out of my mind waiting for, like, something to happen. And even the scene at the end, spoiler, everybody's talking about Michael in the corner and all this. I didn't get it. I was just like, whatever. Guy's standing in a corner.
That last scene was pretty freaky. So I'll say this about Blair Witch. I went and saw it because the people in the youth group made me. I would never.
Yeah,
go see
you were
this.
one of the people that told me how awesome it was.
But-
and scary.
But Chris
Chris
but
doesn't
you're
like
talking to me.
spooky.
I mean,
Spookies, yeah.
I'm scared of like opening the cereal in the morning. So like
Yes.
that's my life. But I will say like there was that was really back before the internet was a big part of our lives, and there was like a small contingent that really thought this was a real. Like it really,
Yeah.
like there was that.
I remember that,
Is
yeah.
this real? And so like there was the amped up fear of holy crap, this is real, and they actually caught it on film. Of course, that
Yeah.
was debunked real shortly after it came out. But yeah, like the hype around it was pretty real. But yeah, I mean,
No,
I
I didn't see it
it's
at the
just a lot of
theater.
staring in a screen.
In the theater,
screaming
maybe it
and
was
crying.
scarier. I saw it at home on Netflix or something, but I didn't get it. Didn't think it was scary.
I don't know.
I wanted to be scared, but it didn't scare me. All right, Phil.
That was actually next on my list.
Sorry.
But
We
since
should
you
have
went
compared
there,
notes ahead of time.
I'll stick with another scary movie that this is very unpopular, but based on only one criteria, I thought it would be scarier. I was expecting to be more scared. The Ring.
Really? That's the scariest movie I ever saw.
I know, it's pretty freaking scary. That was actually, I will say that is the last movie last scary movie I've ever seen in the theater.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it in a bedroom alone at night as a grown man, and I thought I was going to pee my pants because I was terrified.
I watched it in the living room at 4:00 in the afternoon, so maybe that was part of it. The lights were on and the sun was up, but
that would be in my top 3 scary movies that I've seen.
Scared me. It was pretty scary. Yeah.
Wow, you didn't think it was scary, huh?
I'm not saying it wasn't scary. I was expecting it to be like
really scary.
I'm too scared to move now. I'm just gonna sleep with all the lights on.
That's what I thought of the Blair Witch. I thought I would be like terrified. Oh my gosh.
That's kind of what I did after I saw it. So back to me. I'm gonna go super recent for you, and I'm gonna say a small indie film called Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh, brother.
I mean, look. I'm being honest. I got myself super hyped. Kasdan was involved. Look, Kasdan was involved. I liked the actor that they brought in to do Han. I love Donald Glover. Like, there's no reason this movie could have been bad until it just was. And, bad plotting, bad writing, uninspired characters. It was not good. And
I liked it. I thought it was
fine.
a good movie.
It's fine. We're talking about disappointments.
Okay.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 7.5. I expected it to be a 9.5, and I was just really disappointed. So.
Gotcha. All right, I'll throw one out. Again, this was based on people that I knew personally, friend people that rave about this movie, and it's The Boondock Saints. You ever seen that?
Oh, I never watched this.
No.
The Two Brothers or something?
It's a dude from Walking Dead and some
Daryl.
other dude.
Daryl somebody.
They're two, Irish brothers or whatever fighting, crime lords or I don't even know. It was so dumb. It's so dumb. I thought it was stupid. Like I thought, I felt like, Billy Madison, like you're dumber for having watched this movie. It was, I didn't care for it at all. Total disappointment.
That's funny. Yeah, I think they made 2 of them too, but
they did. They made another one called something All Saints Day or something. I don't know what they call it.
All right, Phil. Let's do one more.
Phil's the last, and then we'll go. Can we go one more?
One more round. So Phil, and then we'll go one round.
Similar to the Boondock Saints, it was all hyped up for me as like this great movie of our generation, and everybody's like, "You got to see this." So like, I hadn't. I went out and I rented it. I got all geared up to watch it. It was late at night. I think Carrie was out of town. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this movie. I'm going to be part of cultural like stuff, and I'm going to be caught up. And I hated it. Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I hated that movie. I don't even know what I watched.
It's weird. Yeah, that's a weird movie.
All these people, like it was like everybody talks about it like it was some cultural landmark. It's similar to the Boondock Saints, like Don, you mentioned. And you're watching, you're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
If you know what this movie is, you only like it because everybody else walked out and was like, I didn't understand it, so it must have been brilliant. No, it was just crap.
It was just crap.
Right. When are we going to realize that just because you don't understand it doesn't make it brilliant?
That's Donnie's 2001 argument, right?
That's on my list, but I will not mention it. That movie, I did not get at all. Whatever.
Okay, so you're gonna see a theme of mine because I'm pretty predictable as far as the movies that I like. So my last movie would be Spider-Man 3. And
I like Spider-Man 3.
Oh, you're
emo Spider-Man.
with you.
I liked Spider-Man 3. Whatever.
Deal
with it.
It was okay. It's not good, man. You cannot argue that. Anyway, Spider-Man 2, I think, is still one of the best superhero movies ever made. That train scene, it's still just... It's fantastic. Doc Ock is a great villain. I mean, they hit everything out of the park with Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 3 was everybody coming back and then also adding the addition of Venom, who we just talked about, a little while ago as being the perfect mirror image of who Spider-Man is. And somehow in that perfect storm, they just completely lost everything about the movie that was important. And it was goofy, it was campy when it shouldn't have been. The villain was a complete joke. really bad CGI. It just, Kirsten Dunst is literally the worst actress I've ever seen. It was just, it's just bad. It's just bad. So yeah, Spider-Man.
I thought
3.
Michelle Williams was the worst actress.
That's why he hates the Venom trailer.
That's true. I
still think Natalie Portman is the worst.
You shut your mouth. Are they not the same person, Michelle Williams?
Maybe.
And
hey, do you have any more on your list?
I feel like Kirsten Dunst just was tired of being made fun of, so she just changed her name to Michelle Williams. They're basically just wallpaper at this point.
I like Kirsten Dunst.
No, I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
You don't have any more on your list?
Nope, all you.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out. I'm just gonna read them. I'll give my biggest. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Hyped. Didn't like it.
Yeah, that was bad.
Quantum of Solace.
It's a great graphic novel, by the way. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is a great graphic novel.
Sure, and I expected it to be good. It wasn't. Quantum of Solace coming off Casino Royale. Total disappointment.
That's true. But that girl's super hot though. That's in it.
Y'all ever seen I Am Legend? Super hyped by everybody.
Yeah,
terrible.
I think that movie is stupid.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah, whatever. And here's my number one. And I hate to say it, but it's true. And it's at. I looked up some lists, and it's at like the top of everybody's list. And I guess there's a reason. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Total disappointment. I mean, you're hyped for Indy after 20 years, and it just was like, man, really? Shia LaBeouf swinging on a vine.
That was bad casting.
It's so bad.
That movie had a lot of misses, man.
Yeah, it did. It was a real disappointment.
I agree.
All right, Phil, your last one.
I'm going to go super current, and I think it was a family disappointment.
Uh-oh.
Cars 3.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
Never saw it.
I was ready for them to redeem it, because Cars 2 is awful.
Cars 2 is awful.
And I thought, okay, Cars 3 is going to be cool. Look cool. I thought the previews looked cool. I didn't like the girl that played his coach, like the way they played the character. Was it
Michelle Williams?
I didn't like the story. I felt like Cars 3 felt like it should have been Cars 2. And we should have got a better retirement story for Lightning McQueen.
They'll make a Cars 4 pretty soon and change it all up.
They probably will.
I was excited to see a good Pixar Cars 3, and it wasn't. I didn't like it.
I never saw it, but
it's dumb.
Yeah,
I'm not encouraged to watch it now.
I really like it. Okay, guys, do this. Let us know what is your most disappointing movie. Not based on box office, but just you were super excited to see a movie. You walked into the theater with your popcorn, with your, chocolate chips,
snow caps, white balls on which them. I ate snow caps this week.
You sat down, you turned your phone on silent, and you took your smartwatch off, and you started watching a movie, and you were just wanted to punch the person next to you because it was so.
And you didn't whisper spoilers to the person next to you 5 minutes into the movie.
Let us know in the comments down below, or if you're listening on the audio version, just come to our Facebook group. Let us know. We would love to know what those are for.
Yes, we would. Definitely.
How 20 questions works?
We get to ask a question and narrow it down.
Okay, so for those of you playing along at home, you have to ask yes or no questions, and they will ask of me to try and figure out what movie we're talking about. The 20th question has to be your guess. There isn't 20 questions and a guess, so that is part of the actual game. So when you get to your 20th question, we will need to have an answer. Okay? So you guys can talk amongst yourself, that's fine, but you can direct the questions to me. I will answer yes or no. I do have a clicker here on my watch. If you can see it here, you can't see it, but there you go. See, so I'm going to keep track of your questions. All right, so whenever you're ready, I will let you guys start.
You want to just take turns?
Sure, go for it.
Is it an animated film?
No, it is not animated. By the way, if you do decide to guess a movie and it's wrong, you instantly lose. But no, not an animated film.
Oh, wow. So are we playing against each other, or are we just
No,
playing
no,
against?
y'all are
We're
playing
trying
against
to
the
play
field.
against the clock.
Playing against the clock.
Against the counter.
Yeah.
All right. So you said no to that. Not an animated film.
It's got to be something that is.
And it's 20 questions between you. Like it's
I get it. I get it. Okay. Okay. Holy cow. Was it released in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years.
From 2008 onward?
No, it was not released in the last 10 years.
Jeez.
Oh, great.
Sorry, that was probably a bad question.
You're good. That's two. That's only 2 questions.
Do you want to do a genre question, Phil? Is it like a action,
I was thinking
comedy?
of something in the like. This is
really
hard.
Now, is it a movie that we're trying to guess?
It's a movie. It is a title of a movie.
Okay.
A movie.
Okay. That question doesn't
And
count.
I'm not gonna pick 1987.
It's got to be thematic. It's got to be consistent with something.
It's gonna be something that you will know.
We know you're not gonna pick Care Bears because it's not animated. We already know that. So, go with genre. Try a genre question.
Is it an action movie?
No, it's not classified as an action movie.
Is it a comedy?
It is not classified as a comedy.
What?
Oh my gosh!
It's probably a comic book. You want to try that?
Is it based on any written materials? Not a script, but like previously established written materials.
Yes, it is. It is based on written material.
So that's like a book or a graphic novel.
Okay.
Chris doesn't read a lot of books, so it's probably a graphic novel.
Or a comic book.
It doesn't mean that I've read it or not read it. You just asked if it was based on it, not if I've read it.
That's fair.
Fair question. Fair statement.
Wait a minute.
What? So it's not a comedy, it's not an action, it's not animated, and it's not in the last 10 years.
Correct.
But it is based on some written work previous.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Donnie, I think this is not a guess to Chris. This is to Donnie. I think for some reason I'm thinking Jurassic Park.
Dude, we're not going to guess.
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying you can use that.
Are there dinosaurs in this movie?
There are dinosaurs in this movie. Yes.
Bam.
All right. Well, there's a lot of those. You got to narrow it down.
In the previous 10 years.
And, well, now any of the first 3 would have been not in the last 10 years.
Right.
But there are other dinosaur movies too. There's Godzilla. All right. Maybe narrow the date down. Maybe narrow that down.
Was it time in the last 20 years?
The last 20 years. So that'd be 1998.
Yes.
No, it is not.
Good Lord.
Okay, there's still 2 Jurassic Park movies that came before that.
Yeah.
Was it released in 1993?
The movie was released in 1993.
Is that JP?
It's Jurassic Park.
That on the 9th question, it is Jurassic Park.
Yeah, good job,
Phil, how did you get that, man?
Donnie's high five.
I don't know. Fallen Kingdom's out.
Why did you want to say that? Is pretty intuitive.
That was
Jurassic Park.
That was good. That was good, man. That's Jurassic Park. Okay, so
while Donnie remembers weird things, I know how people work.
Okay, so now here's where it gets fun. If you are listening, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to try and stump these losers. So I picked the first movie just so we could get it rolling. What I want you to do is, if you have a movie that you want me to try to stump these guys with. Now, again, I'm not gonna ask them like a French movie that I can't even pronounce. It has to be something that they could relatively guess. But if you want to try to stump them, send me a direct message on Facebook or at me on Twitter at NeoLego with what movie you want that to be. And next week when we do 20 questions, we will throw that out and see if they can guess it. All right, good job, guys. You are 1-0.
We are incredible.
20 questions. All right, now this brings us to the last segment. Before we wrap up the show, I wanted to try something a little bit different, just to kind of get the group involved. And so what I did was I threw a call out on the Facebook group, on both on Facebook and out on Twitter. And just ask for questions, whatever you wanted to do, whatever kind of questions that you have. We wanted you to kind of pull them in, let us know. We got a bunch of questions back. We're going to read through some of them. These are rapid fire questions. We're not going to spend an hour talking about each one, just a few minutes. We'll kind of give our thoughts and move on. If you have no thoughts, just pass and we'll keep going. Again, we are going to do this each and every show now, on the odd shows. So as you are part of the Facebook group, I will be asking for those. So just be thinking about questions that you want to hear us.
Technically, they're even, but whatever.
It doesn't even have to be about movies. I mean, that's what our podcast is about, but I don't care. You can ask whatever you want. All right, so question
ask us life.
Question number one. yeah. Ask us. How about dating advice? That'd be great. Question number one was submitted on Twitter by Barry Dune from Nintendo Impact Gaming, a friend of mine. Now this one's close to my heart. You guys may not have a lot to say about this, but I wanted to ask it anyways. And he simply asked, "What video game or games would you most like to see transitioned into a movie?" Now we've had some great ones like Super Mario Brothers. Everybody remembers that. We've had Doom with The Rock. That was
I've seen that actually, and it's not good.
We've had just last year we had Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander.
I've never seen any of the Tomb Raider.
That was a read.
And then we had that was a redone, and then you had the Angelina Jolie one. So there have been some. So I'm definitely a gamer. I know that you guys dabble a little bit. So I'll throw out one, and then you guys can maybe think about it and come back if you have one. So I love Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo fan. I would love to see a Metroid game. So Metroid, the idea of Metroid is that she's a bounty hunter. And the crux of what makes the game great is that she's kind of alone on a space station. It's basically Alien, where it's just like she's in this space station with aliens there that are trying to kill her. But I think that if you could do like a really cool atmospheric sci-fi type, and this could be great for like a Netflix type show or a Netflix like movie, but just like really cool claustrophobic type tight corners, really close encounter, alien type vibe, could be really really cool. She's Samus is a girl. So you get a strong female lead character, which would be cool. The special effects could be really really practical, because most of the stuff in the game is really practical. So I would like to see a Metroid movie, and I think that is definitely something that could be pulled off relatively easily. So I would start there. Donnie, Phil, you got anything you throw out there?
I have one. It was a game. It was a arcade game when I was a teenager, in my late
Rampage. They just did.
It was called Rampage. It's about a giant lizard and like an ape thing and a wolf. And they like punch down these buildings and eat people and junk.
I wish they
would.
It's
do pretty awesome. Like I think it would be a pretty good movie.
I wish they would do a movie like that, man.
Yeah.
If we'd only be so lucky. Phil, do you actually have a real suggestion?
Wait, what?
I think that there's some unmined territory in the Uncharted series. I don't play the Uncharted games, but I've played at them a little bit, and you could create an entire trilogy of movies, like almost. I guess it's called Indiana Jones, but.
It actually is. But I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, that is kind of inspired by that, and I mean, that would be a great series to kind of, I mean, Steven Spielberg is ruining Indiana Jones, so that could be kind of cool to actually get a movie that we want to see, kind of in that same genre, that kind of classic adventure type genre. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd definitely be all for that. I'll throw this out, and we're gonna move on. They are making a Mario movie, by the way. The studio Illumination behind Minions, they're making a Mario movie, which is due out in a couple years. But I would like to see a CGI Worms game, Worms Armageddon.
I got worms.
I
got worms.
Worms is one of the funniest games.
That game is awesome.
It's so good.
I love it.
And I just want to see a bunch of...
By the way, why isn't there a phone app for that game? Why isn't iPhone? That's perfect game for iPhone.
Where's Worms
Armageddon
on
Is it not on iOS? Maybe it's not. So I would love to see a Worms movie.
Lemmings was a good game too. You ever played that?
Lemmings
All right.
was a good
Next
name. Okay,
question.
next question. This one came from the Facebook group from Donnie's daughter-in-law, Aaliyah. She asked, what Marvel character would be the most boring to meet in real life?
Are we actually going to take the time to answer this question?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to spend time.
We already know the answer. It's Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye.
You jerk.
Hawkeye.
No, that is wrong, Donnie. That is wrong.
No, it's not
the
wrong.
answer is the Hulk. He can't even carry on a conversation. He doesn't have any vocabulary. He'd be super boring.
The Hulk would be boring?
The Hulk would be boring.
No.
I'd be scared the whole time. He might rip my
Yeah,
arms
you'd
off.
be freaking out. No, it's Hawkeye.
Do you have anybody besides Hawkeye?
Any Marvel character?
Any
Meep.
Marvel character?
Oh, wait, you meant any Marvel character? Like the whole Marvel universe? Hawkeye.
I hate you.
Black
Moving
Widow.
on. Moving on. This comes from...
Phil didn't answer the question.
what?
Phil was
I
about
just
to
said
answer.
Black Widow.
Is it Black
Okay,
Widow?
Black Widow.
I
You're
was
wrong.
She's like-
It's Hawkeye.
She's
Whatever.
got dead eyes and talks vanilla.
And she's a terrible actress.
She's got
also.
dead eyes. She got dead eyes.
But it's still Hawkeye.
All right, the next one comes from
she got a
John
doll's
Wall.
eyes.
John Wall on Twitter. He's at Walnut77. That's a great.
Hey, thanks, John. We appreciate you replying. Thanks, John.
That's good. He said, what superhero film would you love to see made, and with which director would you like to see it made? So any superhero paired with a director. So I will. I see a whole lot of faces. So I'll go first. I would like to see. So I want to see a Moon Knight movie.
I don't even know what that means.
And but I
It's a DC thing, right?
no, it's a Marvel. Moon Knight's a Marvel.
Are you
character.
saying Moon Knight?
Moon Knight?
Is that a K Knight? K-N-I-G-H-T? Or
Yes, Moon Knight.
Now we're going to get a full explanation of what
he's-
Moon Knight is.
no,
Donnie.
he's-
I
Thanks for
shouldn't have
asking.
asked, and I'm
he's kinda like-
sorry.
He's kind of like Marvel's Batman, but he's crazy. Like he's legit. Like
Okay.
like
I
he's a
gotcha.
psychopath.
Okay.
But I would want somebody like the John Wick. I'd have to look it up because I can't even think of who he is. But I'd want like the John Wick director, whoever that guy is. That's the guy I want directing it. Moon Knight is kind of a street level character, so he's a lot of fighting, hand to hand combat kind of guy, but like really crazy. And so yeah, that's what I would want. I would want Moon Knight by John Wick director. And
All right.
can you guys think of anything?
I would like a Wonder Twins movie made by Brian De Palma.
I mean, we're
Wonder
laughing.
Twin powers
We're
activate.
laughing. But we definitely watch it. So
Hey, Gleek, man. Gotta have Gleek in there. CGI Gleek.
Phil, anything on your side, man? Real quick, it's Chad Strahelski is the director of John Wick. So I would say
Sure
Moon
is.
Knight with Chad Strahelski.
I know John asked a serious question. I don't know that many superheroes that don't already have movies. So.
It's okay. They don't have to be serious answers. You're fine.
I would like to
Okay.
see Eli Roth bring back Blade
Oh my gosh, I would like
for
to
the
see this.
MCU.
Who would be Blade?
Donald Glover.
I mean, I mean, sure.
Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams.
Donald Glover's going to be in the next Black Panther movie, I heard.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't.
How
I'm
about
trying to think.
Forrest
I
Whitaker?
don't know.
Forrest Whitaker as Blade.
How about the guy
I know y'all vampires around here. I just can't see you. Stand still. Quit moving around.
How about the guy that plays Finn?
Oh yeah, John Boyega.
Boy,
Yeah, I can see that. What about Idris
No.
Elba?
Too old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He's too old, though.
He's so good though.
But see, John Boyega doesn't have the personality, in my opinion. He doesn't seem tough. He seems
Yeah.
kind of wimpy.
Yeah, I feel like Blade is like if you look at him wrong, he's gonna slap you. You know what I mean?
Just bring back Wesley Snipes.
Sure, why not?
Dude, we should do that. I like that.
He's a
All right,
bad man.
here we go. Thanks, John,
Play
for
it
that.
like Wolverine. Like he's aging, but he's still fighting.
All right, this one comes from our Facebook group from a person called Carrie Miles. I'm not sure. She sounds familiar.
It's Mills.
Oh, it's Mills. Okay, it's Mills. Great. She asked if you could step in to act for any character in any movie, who would it be? So if you could take the place of any actor in any movie that has ever been, who would it be, and I guess why, or who would it be?
I absolutely have an answer to this.
Okay.
Fantastic. Now, I don't know the context that she's asking. She's asking like, okay, somebody made a bad decision, I would want to step in and make the right decision, or she's just saying like, I want to be that person. Because I'm just gonna roll with Crispin Glover from Back to the Future.
That's great.
Because he got to hook up with
Leah
Thompson. So
there you go. You could have said Howard the Duck from Howard the Duck.
My wife's not listening to this, is she? Okay.
Well, as we found out today, she doesn't listen, so you're all right.
That's true. I'm good to go. She doesn't watch for sure.
She doesn't watch. No, that's good. I like that. That would be a fun movie to be in, anyways, because you got the 50s, dress attire. That would be fun.
Man.
Phil, anything off the top of your head?
A little known actor named Scott Speedman from a movie called Underworld.
Wait, why? What?
Similar reasons.
Oh, you like, what's her name? Kate? What's her name? Kate?
I can never remember.
Bosworth?
Yeah.
Bosworth?
No.
Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Kate
Beckinsale.
Oh, yeah, Underworld.
You like her?
Gotcha.
You like her?
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But
it's one of the last great vampire movies.
She's a great movie. What'd you say?
She's the best movie ever.
That's right, exactly.
I didn't say that.
Were you guys saying something?
So for me, this is gonna sound cliche, but I would say any character in any Star Wars movie, but just because they go to such extreme lengths to build those worlds, like there's so like when they shoot those scenes on Ahch-To with Rey and Luke, I mean they're out like on a freaking rock somewhere and shooting. I think it'd be super
milking
cool.
sea cows.
When they walk into the cantina was built. I mean, to be able to walk into a stage like that, I just think it'd be so much fun to kind of Jabba's palace. I just think that'd be so stinking cool. So anybody, Han, I don't care. I'd be freaking Greedo, and no, he gets shot really early.
You don't want to be Greedo.
I'll be like Boba Fett. He's hanging around.
Boba Fett.
He's hanging around the background all the time. Okay, all right. Enough of that. Moving on. This is from Adam Leonard on Twitter. He's at the Art of Adam L, and he does actually artwork, and he's fantastic. I love Adam. He says, "What's your favorite movie that most people hate?" So, anything popped to mind? Everybody hates it, but I would say Cars 3.
Oh, brother.
Just kidding. I'll say Last Jedi. I get into arguments almost on a weekly basis at this point because I still think The Last Jedi is one of the best Star Wars movies made, and everybody hates that movie. So
I'll say Speed Racer. I really love that movie.
I love that movie. It does get a lot of hate too, though. But
it gets a ton of hate. I'm surprised by how much hate it gets. I love that movie.
Man of Steel.
Oh, you idiot. That movie is such garbage.
I enjoyed that movie.
I liked it too. I'm not going to lie to you.
Actually, I'll say, I'll add to that all of the Batman Christian Bale movies.
Now you just want me to disconnect you. That's ridiculous.
No. Wait. You don't like I'm being totally serious. You don't like the Batman movies.
I think they're good. I think they're good villain pieces. They're not good Batman movies.
Okay. I like all three of them. I'm with Phil on that.
Adam did, when he asked this question on Twitter, Adam actually said that his answer would be Tron Legacy.
I like Tron Legacy.
Which I actually dug it too, but it does get a lot of hate. It does get a lot of hate over on the
I have it on Blu-ray. I've got it for free, and I haven't watched it yet, so if that tells you something.
Oh, that reminds me. Here's a movie that's crap. Tron.
The original. It's a little challenging to watch these days.
I fell asleep twice.
It was revolutionary in 1982, man.
Sure. But see,
Jaws
was revolutionary in 1975, and it still holds up. So, with that being said, listen.
You know what else holds up?
There was no technology.
Starman. Starman holds up.
You
There
shut
was no
your
technology.
mouth.
That's
Starman.
why Tron doesn't hold up.
That's all the questions we're going to take right now. We had actually several people submit a couple of extra questions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of save them so that we can have some for future shows. Again, this is going to be something that we're going to be reaching out to the community, so if there's something that you want to hear us talk about, even if it's something goofy like, if you couldn't record the show in a sombrero, what other hat would you wear? We don't care.
There is no other hat.
We want
This is it.
We want to answer your burning questions, so let us know what they are.